a taxi driver, if you're a TLC driver, you want to join, this effort, step in, my friends. This is being done to benefit the driver community. Stand up with us today. It's today or never.
Don't be afraid. Step in. Show your presence, please.
What do you want? Union! What do you want? Union! What do you want? Union! When do you want? Now! When do you want? Now! When do you want? Now! TLC! TLC! No abuse, no harassment! TLC! TLC! No abuse, no harassment! TLC! TLC! No abuse, no harassment! What do you want? Union! When do you want it? Now! Join us to have a voice. Join us to let TLC, Uber, and Lyft, let them know that we have a voice. That we want a labor union. That we want our wages stable. That we want pensions. That we want benefits. We want representation. Come on, TLC drivers, join us. We're here for you today. We're here on behalf of 14,000 cards that we've collected. From Uber drivers, from Lyft drivers, from TLC drivers, who said they've had enough. They want a union to represent them. We're here today because a year and a half ago, 6 Uber drivers came to 1181's office and told us that they were being mistreated and abused by the system, by Uber, by Lyft, by the TLC system. And they told us a story that they used to make a decent living. But now TLC licensed so many drivers and Uber hired so many drivers that they can barely make their bills. They can barely support their families. And so they struck right at the heart of what unions stand for. We stand for a living wage. We stand for benefits. We stand for a voice in the workplace, all of which Uber, Lyft, and TLC were not supplying to these hard-working men and women who drove the city streets of New York. Let's hear it for the TLC drivers in New York City. Yeah! So they came to us with a plight, and we did what unions do. We didn't go to the boss and make a deal. We started working inroads into the workers who actually do the work. And we have now collected, I got a drum roll. We have now collected 14,000 union cards from TLC drivers contract. They want a right to medical benefits. They want to make a living wage to provide for their families. They want to know they can go on disability and have a holiday that's paid and have compensation when they're sick or get hurt. They want to know that they can retire with dignity and have a pension. They want all the things that hardworking men and women in this city are entitled to. And what hardworking men and women in this city have fought for years. And they deserve it, and we're not going to stop this fight until TLC orders Uber and Lyft to start to negotiate a contract with us that will give these drivers the dignity they deserve. They deserve it. Let's hear it for hardworking men and women. Everybody, warm welcome for City Councilman. Danique is the City Councilman who chairs the Civil Service and Labor Committee. Please welcome him. I, Danique Miller.
Thank you, Joe.
Welcome, welcome.
See what happened when you're part of the ATU family? They put you right to work, right? so forget about this. I think we know much about organizing and being a part of this ATU family, the value that it brings, right? And what we fight for and what we stand for every day. What we have fought for over the past 3 years, myself as the chair of Civil Service and Labor, standing up for workers' rights, standing up for workers' ability and civil rights, legal rights, to be able to organize and be a part of a union, right? And so that's why we're here today. Right? And so when you have 15,000 workers that decide that they want a better quality of life for their families, right, for their communities, it is our responsibility to ensure that they have access. So we implore TLC, and we will certainly address this issue, be it through a city council hearing or whatever means at my disposal, that we're going to ensure that this is addressed and that you are recognized. Your right to organize is to be recognized. We're not going to be fooled by the buffoonery and trick knowledge that, right? And all the things that corporations say when they want to undermine the value of workers, right? When they want you to work for less than what your value is. When they don't want to fairly compensate you, they call you something other than what you are, right? But we're here to say that we understand who you are, we understand the value that you bring to this city, and that we understand that we have fought for fair compensation for every worker here in the city of New York, and we're going to ensure that that continues here. So the city council stands with you, I assure you, and we're going to see this fight to the end. And all those workers who want to organize should certainly have a right to be a part of this great ATU family. So I just want to say that our full support is here. I'm looking forward to dealing with your leadership to ensure that we address this issue by whatever means necessary, be that whether we have to address it at the council through a hearing, through legislation, whatever has to get done, we are here to work for you.
Yeah.
Okay? You serve our community, and our community is this great city, and this great city serves you. So I look forward to working with you and your leadership as we move forward, but the struggle continues, right? This is not a one-day protest, not a one-day rally. Let's get prepared. Let's strap them up and let's get ready for this fight, right? Thank you for continuing to allow me to represent you and be a part of you. And let me just say, for all those who are struggling and fighting to be a part of this great institution known as the Amalgamated Transit Union, 30 years, I have been represented and continue to be represented by this great organization. Thank you so much for coming out. Continue to struggle.
Representative and organizer from the ATU International down in Washington. Chris?
I am Chris Townsend from the ATU International Union in Washington, D.C. We've shown our full support of this organizing effort by Local 1181 for a year. 1,000 drivers, every single driver who signed up had to start with a personal conversation our organizers. Where's Patrick at? Raise your hand, Patrick. Come on up. Let me show you something. Patrick Lorquette has done wonderful work here with his crew of organizers to go out and have 14,000 conversations to bring the message of organized labor to these drivers who are in dire need. Dire need because the TLC refuses to accept responsibility for what they have unleashed and what they have created. The ATU International Union has been around for 125 years. We didn't have a bullhorn at the beginning. 125 years, we come full circle to today where what are we told? We're told that this is the new economy, right? This is the new economy. Get used to it. Uber, Lyft, all the rest. We're supposed to get used to poverty wages. We're supposed to get used to no benefits. We're supposed to be used to sweating rent, sweating car payments. We're supposed to get used to that. Well, let me tell you, there's nothing new about that. Absolutely nothing new. That's what this union faced 125 years ago when the men and women who founded it came together and said, enough! Enough! Enough!
Enough!
Enough! Enough! Enough! Enough!
Enough! Enough!
What we intend to do here today is send a message to this city, to the TLC, to the rest, and I'm going to read a short quote from the letter we're going to deliver a few minutes to the TLC commissioner here and to Uber and Lyft, who also have offices in this building. Imagine that. Imagine that, what we've come to. The letter that we will deliver, addressed to the commissioner, Commissioner Joshi, on behalf of more than 14,000 drivers employed by Uber Technologies and Lyft in New York City, we respectfully request that the Taxi and Limousine Commission, the TLC, schedule and conduct a free and fair election for the drivers of these corporations to determine whether they choose to be represented for purposes of collective bargaining by the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1181. We make this demand in complete conformance with the stated mission of the TLC that states clearly that the New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission, created in 1971, is the agency responsible for licensing and regulating New York City's medallion taxi cabs, for-hire vehicles, liveries and black cars, commuter vans, paratransit vehicles, and certainly certain luxury limousines. Commissioner Joshi, as you are aware, the TLC sanctioned the entry of these two companies into the New York City market, but has unfortunately ignored the devastating effect that this has had on the incomes and livelihoods of all drivers. We respectfully request that it is time for the TLC to use its regulatory role to force Uber and Lyft drivers, to allow them to select the union of their choice. Further delay is unacceptable. Is it acceptable to delay even further? No! I can't hear you.
No! No!
Absolutely. TLC drivers.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning. My name is Nurka Tiburcio. I'm also a member of the union, ATU. To all of you drivers that haven't signed in, please sign in. We are here for you to support you. And we are working for a better future, a better tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jesus Garay. Gary, however you want to call it. Since 2014, we've been organizing. We had the first strike in front of the Uber office when they forced SUV drivers to do UberX jobs. It was also the moment when they lowered the fares from $12 to $8. So we stood in front of the office of Uber, and we decided to let them know how we felt about those changes. But it was unfortunate that no matter what we do to protest and to voice and express how we feel, nothing has happened so far. So we look for choices to have a union to help us out with this effort to organize drivers. And we knock on few doors. ATU was the union that actually listened to us. And they said, we will consider helping you. Let us go back into the rooms and discuss it. We'll get back to you. So finally they came back and said that they will support the effort of organizing drivers, and so we are now standing in front of you, where 14,000 signatures have been gathered since the beginning of the year. Drivers signed the petition to change few things, and one of them is to allow drivers to be able to organize under a union, but the law unfortunately prevents us from organizing under a union. So we call those elected officials to act and make that regulation, that law, to allow an independent contractor to be able to organize.
Thank you!
What do you want? 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 When do you want? What do you want? How do you want? Election. How do you want? Election.
They're gonna probably start walking again, right? That's what
We are also hereby asking representation of the TLC commissioner seats. We have 9 commissioners making rules, and none of them drive for a living. In those seats, we demand representation of the driver community. 200,000 drivers that are ruled by the TLC, and we have not even one seat up in those offices when they make rules that affect our everyday and our economics. So we demand that to be opened up so we can get representation when they make rules against us or to rule the industry.
What do you want? When do you want it? How do you want? Election.
We heard so many times of many cases when we stood here in front of the TLC office, stories of drivers that get fines that are so high, exorbitant fines, thousands of dollars,
For nothing.
$10,000. Saeed just met someone the other day who got a fine of $10,000. Where and when have you heard such a thing? But the TLC is issuing fines that are out of this world. So we're asking the elected officials of this city to look and appoint a body that supervises the abuse of the TLC and to bring a voice to those who feel or felt victimized by the system, by the charter court system.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? When do you want it? When do you want it? When do you want it? How do you want it? Election. How do you want it?
We are also hereby asking the council members of the city of New York, Queens, Brooklyn, and every driver to get involved, to let your council member know that this is a fight that they must support, because drivers in New York City have seen the decline from 2014, 2012 to now. With all the pool jobs drivers are doing, it's not enough to support a family. It's not enough to actually make a living in New York City. So we ask the drivers to join and to call, text message your council members so they can act in favor of rules and regulations that can bring change to us. Ladies and gentlemen, by acting, we can own this industry. 200,000 drivers in your city is not a little body, it's a huge body. And only if we come together, we will make a stand, and we can make changes that will have a benefit and an impact in our economics. This is not about you and me. It's about the future of this industry. It's about the future of your family and how you make a living in this so expensive city that is New York City. One thing, and you wonder why. But really, drivers are doing overpool and lift line jobs. The $2.45, $2.80, $3.
And they have a ticket for $1,000.
Additionally to that, those are 1980 prices, 1970. This is 2016. Expenses are high, and yet the fares that you do are low, reflecting 1970, 1980 prices. We cannot continue in that path. So we ask the TLC to put a ruling, to enact a ruling that protects a living wage fare. So fares can no longer go below a certain margin, the margin that we need to be able to make a living. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Now we need action on our part to continue making these changes. As it was said before, this is not going to end up over here. It's the beginning of a journey, but now we have to really act upon the promise of making a fair system where we have a voice and we have representation. Thank you.
Thank you!
Saeed's already got the bullhorn. Let me introduce him. Saeed's going to lecture you for half an hour.
G-A-R-A-Y. Great. And this is Saeed, S-Y-E-D,
The public. I used to be very shy person.
If they're doing all the great things that they said they were going to do, then there may not be no
and power to talk about
when you have 15,000 folks saying that they are not being treated in the way with the dignity and respect that all workers deserve, they're not being compensated. Then it's
today I have
there's
3
need
points
for
on
oversight.
this demand to discuss with you. No more abuse, no more harassment. TLC, TLC.
No more abuse! No more harassment!
TLC, TLC.
No more abuse! No more harassment!
TLC, TLC.
No more abuse! No more harassment!
What we want it.
Union!
When we want it.
Now!
How we want it.
Election!
Election. Let's go, TLC drivers, join us. Let's go. From us, you are not here to help us, TLC. You are here to take our money. You're robbing us. You have no help to us. If any driver knows ever TLC help us or any benefits driver have it here? Anyone knows any benefits we got TLC department? No.
Keep you at one place.
We don't need TLC department. We have the cops to take care of us. Thank you very much, my driver.
Thank you! Thank you!
TLC, TLC,
ATU!
TLC, ATU, ATU. Anyone knows any benefits we got TLC department? No.
Keep you at one place.
We don't need TLC department. We have the cops to take care of us. Thank you very much, my driver.
Thank you! Thank you!
TLC, TLC,
ATU!
TLC, ATU, ATU.
Good morning!
Listen up, everybody. We're gonna tell
Take
the story
5.
why we're here today.
People want to know
Want to go
who we are.
oh, they are.
So
we tell them.
and we are the
Union! We are the union! Mighty, mighty union! Mighty, mighty union!
Saint Driver Union.
Saint Driver Union!
The Uber Union.
The Uber Union!
We are the union.
We are the union! Mighty, mighty union!
School bus union.
School bus union!
Jose La Antigua. I'm a driver from Lyft. And I have a TLC license since 2007. I'm a professional driver. And one of the many and important reasons that I'm here today is because we pay a compensation working insurance every day on every call. And we have a week worker compensation. When I start my car every morning, I'm working because I'm a professional driver. So if I have an accident without passenger, what? I get no compensation. The compensation worker only pay you if you have the customer. So that's why we're here today, supporting my friends, drivers, and supporting ATU, a real union. Thank you.
To all the driver, all TLC driver, Uber driver, Lyft driver, we need your support because we're working for you guys. Not even if you come to support us, you're gonna get benefits from ATU union. You're gonna get benefit no matter if you come or not, but help us, support us too. Support us and support yourself.
We're fighting for the right to organize, the right to vote in a union, the right to negotiate a contract.
This is just the beginning, and we're gonna keep fighting and bring a solution to the TLC driver in New York City.
Fellow drivers, after listening to your stories, not getting power, talk about you.
I'm Jose Lafontaine. I'm a TLC driver for more than 20 years. Right now, we are here to get the support for ATU Local 1181 Union. Right now, we need to get the support for them. We need to get to, they speak for us. We need to get the TLC stop the abuse and harassment for us. We need to every driver give their support and start to get the union. We need the union for stop abuse. Now.
The message today is that this union and these drivers who've joined this union, 14,000 strong, sending a message to the TLC that the TLC has to accept its responsibility to go out and deal with the situation that they have created, which is to allow two companies, Uber and Lyft, to come into this city virtually unchallenged, virtually unregulated, and it has been a calamity. It's been a calamity for the taxi industry, now it's a calamity for the drivers of Uber and Lyft. And we need the TLC to accept responsibility and conduct an election, a free and fair election, which they can do. They'll be disinclined to do so, but I'm sorry. We're going to inconvenience them a little bit. They need to conduct an election so that the representative of the drivers can be democratically chosen. And it would be my hope that they would support ATU Local 1181. A couple of the drivers, we're going to need some of you all who drive to go in with them. Media want to follow, that's fine. Go on in and deliver the letters to the offices. Godspeed. Good luck.
Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go.
Take 3.